my name is Mason and welcome to Monday Marvels, a monthly roundup of books and library services for teens and young adults from the Latah County Library District. This month, I'm not going to get into recent events involving the author of Harry Potter, but for various reasons, and because it's always useful to explore new books, I wanted to round up a few book series for people who may love the wizarding world of Hogwarts, but might be looking for something else. So, let's get into it. The first series I wanted to highlight is The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel, and this is by Michael Scott. This name, Nicholas Flamel, might ring a bell if you've read the first Harry Potter, Harry and the Sorcerer's Stone, as Nicholas Flamel is the original alchemist who discovers the Sorcerer's Stone and the key to eternal life. This series, the first one is called The Alchemist. This is, I believe, the third book in the series, The Warlock. Has about 6 books in the series, and it's ideal for readers ages 12 and older. It follows Nicholas Flamel as he tries to hang on to immortal life, and the series takes you through all sorts of different historical places, cities. You meet many figures like Shakespeare, Odin, and many others. And also the story follows 2 kids whom Nicholas Flamel has sort of taken under his wing, and he's trying to help them awaken to their magical powers. So this is a very exciting series. It has lots of variety because it tends to travel around a lot rather than the nature of Harry Potter, which sort of sticks to one location. So if you like magic, if you are interested in things like alchemy and history, The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel might be a great series for you. And we also have this available on Overdrive as both ebooks and audiobooks, so you can get it in the library or online. The next series I'd like to highlight is the Legacy of Orisha series by Tomi Adeyemi. This first book is called Children of Blood and Bone, and the newest book, the second in the trilogy, is called Children of Virtue and Vengeance. This is a wonderful trilogy. Only the first 2 books are out so far. It has been picked up for film adaptation as well. That follows one main character as she seeks to awaken magic where she lives. She is capable of magic, which is indicated by her white hair, but magic has been dormant for a while in the area she lives in. This book uses West African and Yoruba traditions, and so it's a very different look from what Western readers might be familiar with when we read about magic and fantasy. So I highly recommend this as it blends those traditional looks at spirituality in those regions, but also includes elements of fantasy and fiction. It's very exciting. The third book is not out yet, but it has a pretty large following, and so there's a great community of readers behind the series as well, and I highly recommend it. Again, good for readers who are 14 and older. We do have this available online on Overdrive as well, so you can get it in the library or you can get it online. Now, you're probably familiar with The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman, but he also has a newer trilogy for slightly older readers, more of the YA crowd versus the younger juvenile crowd, called The Book of Dust. Only the first 2 books in this trilogy are out so far. The first is La Belle Sauvage, and then the second is The Secret Commonwealth. And I love Philip Pullman. I love the Golden Compass series, and I actually prefer this trilogy so far. I love the second book in it specifically because you see some of the characters that you know really well from the original trilogy begin to get older and experience some different challenges because of just growing up and maturing. The first book is sort of a prequel to the original trilogy, and the second book, The Secret Commonwealth, is sort of picking up after the original trilogy. So you're getting some before and after, and like I said, it has some more mature themes, some more serious themes, I guess you could say. And if you like The Golden Compass, or even if you don't, you might like this trilogy just as much, if not better. We also have these available online on Overdrive. We have all of The Golden Compass, all of the Book of Dust trilogy that's out so far, available as ebooks and audiobooks on Overdrive. So you can come into the library to get a book, or you can get those online as well. Another series I wanted to bring to your attention is the Great Library series by Rachel Kane, the first book being Ink and Bone. Now, in our reality, the Great Library of Alexandria was destroyed a long time ago. It was the largest library to have existed, supposedly, and had a lot of information in it. In this series, it's an alternate reality in which the Library of Alexandria was never destroyed. Instead, it became a monopoly on information. The library understands alchemy, and so they have quite a bit of power. And in this trilogy, information is a very expensive commodity because the library controls it. In every major city, there is a branch of this library, so to speak, and people are not allowed to own their own books. They can only access information through this library. I love libraries. I think in this series, libraries play a little bit more of a negative role, and so I think that's very exciting and an interesting plot line to explore. So if you like books, if you like stories of alchemy, similar to the Nicholas Flamel series, you might really enjoy the Great Library series, and again, that's by Rachel Kane. This is ideal for readers maybe 14 and older, and we have these available in the library, and we have the first book on Overdrive, so you can get it there. All of the series I've highlighted today are what we would call YA books. They're for readers maybe 14 and older, but I also wanted to mention two series that are excellent for younger readers as well as the YA crowd if you're looking for something other than Harry Potter. First series is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. Rick Riordan has many series. They all tend to regard or deal with Greek mythology, some Roman mythology, and he does an excellent job of taking those classical literature themes and blending them with the modern world really well. So if you're looking for a series, Rick Riordan has several and I recommend them. Also, one of my favorite series is Redwall by Brian Jacques. Fun fact about this series, Brian Jacques was originally a milkman and he delivered milk to a school for the blind, and that was the original inspiration for writing his series. He's known for being very descriptive, having very rich visual imagery in his books. I love them because they're all about like little mammals and birds and mice and badgers and whatnot, and very magical books, and they're an excellent series. Sort of similar to Harry Potter, a little different. They're a little bit more fairy tale-ish in the sense that it deals with animal protagonists, but I highly recommend it. And those books, both of those series, Rick Riordan and Brian Jacques, are great for younger readers, maybe 10 and older. Finally, I want to remind you that we do have an ongoing teen takeaway craft program. We had one last month. We did spooky, scary Shrinky Dinks, and this month we've had a craft at the library. You can contact your local branch, any of the Latah County Library District branches, to see if there are any left. They come out at the beginning of each month on a first come, first served basis, so it's worth checking with your branch to see if there are still some available. And if there are not, you can always catch them next month. We will be doing them through December at least, and you can always check with your local branch to see if supplies are still available, and you can get a free craft if you're a teenager. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned a little bit more about your library and maybe some interesting books you'd like to read. I'll see you next month. Bye.